The purpose trap. Is your business just drifting? If you can't tell me, or somebody else can't decode what your reason for existing as a company is beyond making money, you're lost. Or you will very likely be lost along the way, like the 95+% of other businesses and owners and operators that start a business and then fail. Here's the truth. We're probably going to start more than one business and fail. I know nobody tells you that, but it's absolutely true. It's getting up or continuing through things that don't go right that determine if we're going to stay in business or not. But this is the foundation, and we're going to talk about it a little deeply today. I'm going to give you an assignment that I guarantee will help you get in alignment with what your purpose is as an organization. And yes, the purpose of all our businesses is to provide a living for us and the people that are part of or touched by our organization. That is a given, or you wouldn't have a business. But let's talk about the why underneath that. What is your purpose? What is your reason for existing? What everybody's into? What problem do you solve for people right now? Because if you don't know these things and your potential clients don't trust that you know these things and have these handled, they will not do business with you, and you will not have a business for long. Now, I came about this the hard way, and I'll share the story in a minute. But why do we care about our purpose? Number one, because our purpose becomes our compass. It's like our core values. Every decision either leads us toward that purpose and achieving that, or it doesn't. And guess what? It's a great filter for saying no to the things that we should say no to. We live in a universe that has got so many ideas, so many options, so many possibilities, so many opportunities. It's overwhelming for the vast majority of us that are faced with making all of those decisions and choices. It's why I push on core values, which we'll talk about for spirituality, I don't know when, a couple of days. And for having our overarching purpose, our reason for existing. And it can be super simple, right? Maybe it's just to make the world a better place by changing X number of people's lives in the area of they don't have this particular problem anymore. I know this is really not concrete, so I'll get into concrete. I grabbed this because I wanted to talk about drifting. So if one of these represents your business life so far, which one of these graphs would it be? Mine is probably, okay, mine's definitely the loop-de-loop one. I didn't even have to think long and hard about that. Why? Because that's in alignment with my beliefs. Is that what I want it to be? No. So now that I just had that aha moment, am I going to change that? Absolutely. But my point is, a lot of our businesses look like this. We start out really strong, and then all of a sudden we just go up and down at a certain level. And we can't break through to get to that next level, to get that growth we want, to get and touch the lives of the people we want. And that's usually because we don't have a solid enough foundation. We've missed something along the way, or there's one little hole or one little leak in our bucket, and we're not doing exactly what we need to do to match our market with the people that we're here to serve. And that usually comes down to us not being super crystal clear on our purpose. I was having a conversation with one of my mentors yesterday, and it's really interesting. And I noticed this, a decade ago. I realized that all of the people that were coming to me for help and for consulting and coaching were in the same exact position as me. And I'm coaching them on what to do, right? But yet it's like Dr. Heal Thyself. You know, we tell people what to do, but we're not actually always doing it. I've gotten much better over the course of the last decade. If I teach somebody something, it's because I've done it hundreds or thousands of times and had positive results of it. Have all the results been positive? No, of course not. That would be ludicrous. It's like thinking everybody on the planet is going to be a millionaire or a billionaire. It ain't going to happen. Why? Because most people don't even want that, right? Most people don't want to be a millionaire. Most people, because if they did, they would decide, commit to it, and they take the actions necessary to be that. Okay, I digress. So how are we going to get at identifying exactly what our business's purpose is? Not just on the surface, but at gut intuition level, what are we here for? I say we pull out the exercise I learned from Dean Graziosi in January of 2020, and we do that. We do the why exercise, the 7 why exercise. Why do we do the 7 why exercise? Because it gets down to the root issue, the root thing that drives everything. When I first learned this, I'd been doing the 5 why exercise for, I don't know, a couple of decades at least. I think I learned that in college even. Not in high school. high school wasn't that progressive back then, but for sure in college, as part of my engineering degree in quality analysis and things and focus on quality, we learned the 5 why exercise, or to ask the question why in order to drill down to the root cause of a problem or a challenge or a symptom we were seeing, because it was never the real problem. It was always just the symptom that showed up in the business or whatever we were looking at. So 7 why exercise. And I actually knocked this out super fast this morning in this teeny tiny writing, which I cannot read, but I said, okay, what is the purpose of my business? And just put money aside for right now. It's a given. You don't have a business if you're not going to choose to make money with it, right? It's just a hobby or an activity. So take that as a given and then say, well, what do I want? I want to know our business purpose. What is the purpose of, fill in the blank at the name of your business. What is the purpose of Supersize Your Business? And I did this one more on a personal level. And I said, okay, what is the reason that I want to identify my purpose? And this is a topic that's near and dear to my heart, because I probably spent 2 or more decades, probably 3 or probably 4, closer to 5 decades, searching and asking this question and commiserating and feeling sorry for myself, because we all do that sometimes. We have our own pity parties, that I didn't have some overarching in my face talent or thing that I was awesome at. And I'm thinking arts, I'm thinking instruments, I'm thinking athletic ability or sports, definitely not that for me. So I would look at all these people and I'd be like, oh my God, that's awesome. That's wonderful. That's great for them. But what about me? Ever ask yourself, but what about me? What about my business? Why am I not a billion-dollar, a trillionaire like Elon Musk? I love how we don't compare ourselves to somebody that's a little bit ahead of us on the journey. We always want to be the epitome of the sun or the top of anything. I think that's human nature. So anyway, I asked myself this series of 7 whys on what's my purpose. And some of the answers were, so I have a sense of direction. Anybody else need a sense of direction? Why do I want to have a sense of direction? So I know what to do. Why do I want to know what to do? So I don't feel like I'm spinning my wheels and not have enough time to do all the things that I want to do. Well, why do I believe that I don't have enough time to do all the things I want to do? Well, at 50, I had a sudden cardiac arrest and dropped dead. And I'm just lucky to be here. And so it really reminds me that none of us know how much time we have to create what it is that we want in the world. So we can either be drifting, like the vast majority of people are on the planet, and the vast majority of businesses that exist, even if they're super successful, many of them would fall into the category of we're just drifting through it. We're just going with the market. We're just selling this thing to make money. And that works, but not if you're a purpose-driven or a spirit-driven business owner or entrepreneur. So why did I want not wasting time? Well, because nobody knows how much time we have. Why do I want or care about that? Because people need me. People need the things that we have to share. And it's not just true of me. It's of every one of us and our business. It's true where business solves maybe immediate problems, but it's also here to do much, much more than that. Why? Because I want to give value to them. Why do I want to give value to them? Because it makes me feel good and it allows me to impact positively the life of other people. So that's just quick and dirty. My overarching purpose is to make the world a better place and do what I can do by becoming the best possible version of me. That realization probably took me well over a year to come to, following my sudden cardiac arrest. So here I had this experience that gave me knowledge and wisdom that I didn't even know I could tap into and existed before, but it still took me a year to come to terms with this. It's like replacing my primary question. My primary question used to be WTF. And I don't know about you, but if you know anything about our brains, which I didn't at the time, the things we focus on, we create in our life. And I look back now and I say, okay, I created that sudden cardiac arrest. But that means I also created still being here today. So that's pretty awesome, right? All right, I digress. So what are we going to do today? What's our action item? Action item, do the 7 why exercise. Identify your purpose for your business. Why does your business exist beyond money? Yep, we know it exists to make money, and that's probably a goal that you've got. I want to make X amount of dollars by the end of this year or this month or this week or today. And you do that all the time. We're experts at that, identifying the money goal part. I want you to identify the spiritual part, because we're focusing on spirituality this month. And what is the essence of your business and why does it exist? Share that in the comments below. If you're brave, share your purpose statement, your new purpose statement. Otherwise, go out and make it an awesome day. If I can help you in any way, reach out and ask. If this hits the mark for you at all, I invite you to join us in our Supersize Your Business free school community. It's freemium. It's free to join. We do a lot of this type things in there. I share the annual challenge in there. It's $4.97 for the year, but if you just ask, I will grandfather you into that when you join the community. That's it. If I can help you anyway, ask. Otherwise, have an awesome day. And I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow with another spiritual related business strategy, business growth idea topic. All right. Have an awesome day.